Hello YouTube, my name's Dan and this is my rant on the FM26 beta user interface. It gets a little bit unhinged and there's no positivity in this, so if you don't want to see a negative take on the beta, just skip this, it's definitely not for you. The video, I just wanted to get some thoughts out there because I feel like people aren't being honest. Whether that's because they don't want their channels to suffer, that's fine. But to get some feedback from you guys and pop a comment in down below and let me know if you feel the same way about it, so I don't feel like I'm going insane in spotting some of this stuff. That would be muchly appreciated. When people are saying that it gets better after 15-20 hours, I just don't see it. It might be easier to navigate, but things like the transition between menus on the top, why does it take a second to click from the portal to match day? Why is there a transition? Why is it not just immediate? Why, when you click on certain boxes, does it not fill the screen up and give you loads of information? That's not going to get better after 15-20 hours. It's still crap. And the argument that they've dumbed it down because it's for console players, because they've got an extra 15 million players on console. Those console players have had a year to learn how to play Football Manager. I don't think they're going to appreciate this being an iteration with less data in it, with less information. The idea that you think this is going to be better for console players after they've had a year of learning the old game to then come to this dumbed down version with loads of stuff missing, I think you're living on cloud cuckoo land if you think that they're going to prefer this over the last version. I just don't see it at all. I'm going to get into the rant now, so if you enjoy the video, pop a like on it and just let me know down below that I'm not alone. Thanks for watching. Okay, so I'm just going to have a rant on about the UI and things that I've picked up which I just can't stand. I hate it and it makes it like a chore to play. And some of the design choices just don't make any sense to me at all. I can't understand why you would do some of the things that they've done. So a quick example here, we're on like the squad section here. And you click on this and it brings up a full window. Right, fair enough. Okay. Then I click on the training section. I click on the training section several times to get it to come up. And then it brings up like a half a window here. Like, why is that like that? What is the point in that? It just doesn't make any sense. Why does this not fill up the full screen like the squad section does? Why? Why have you just got it like that? There's all this screen real estate here not getting used whatsoever. It's just stupid. It doesn't make any sense at all. And then when you click on one of these menus, it then goes full screen again. And you're like, why is that like that? So we'll click back and it brings you back to this. And I just think, like, if you've made this with the intention of it being playable on tablets or consoles, again, it doesn't make any sense. If you're playing this on a smaller screen, why would you not want this pop-up box to then fill the full screen? Because it's going to be even harder to see when you're playing it on a tablet or mobile device. It just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. It's baffling. I don't get it. So that's one thing. One of my main gripes with the whole interface and the UI here is that it has loads of stuff clagged on it. Loads of boxes here. But there's just no detail to anything, information that you'd really want that isn't on there. So having your senior squad on here, and this annoys me, the different font sizes, but I mean, that's a by the by. But what information would you like to have on here about your squad? I'd like to know assists and goals as a bare minimum on there as additional information. And then it's not there. You can't resize these boxes and you don't have the option to delete them and have them on the screen how you want. So that's sort of like missing information that you really want on it. Then we've got the training box in here. Then we also click on match day. And match day again has a training box in it, which is now in a different place than it was on the squad main screen. Why not just have that in the same place? And then you have this first team box here on the left hand side. And that's got missing information on it. Like the part of the ratings, part of the average ratings is cut off on the side. Why? Why have the training box in two places at the cost of having part of your information missing from this box? Why do that? It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It looks crap. It's like a kid's made it. It's really poor. Again, lack of detail. Something else that bugs me on this screen. Why isn't goal differences on here? Why isn't goal difference on this stages part? So to find that out, say we're coming towards the end of the season. I'm in 7th. I'm trying to get into the playoffs. Like, just looking at that would be helpful to know. Or you're fighting a relegation battle. I'm going into the last game of the season. If I keep a clean sheet, am I staying up? Do I need to score 5 goals in the last game of the season? So, right, well, I've got to click on it. And then it comes up with this again. A box. Why is this not filling up the full screen? You could put so much detail in here. And you could have the top goal scorers in the league on it. You could have the best, I don't know, possession for each team. You could fill it with so much information that people who play this game want to see. They want to see it. So I just don't get it. And then, again, because it doesn't fill up the full screen, I've got to scroll down to see the rest of the league table. Like, why? Why is that like that? It's just stupid. Why is it like that? Why have you done that? I'll try and keep this rant sort of finish it here, but the last thing I'm going to go into, what we all want to see normally on the league table is all the information about that league. So top scorers, top assisters, cross completion, headers won, all that stuff, alright? So I'm trying to find the league table. So I think I'll come click on match day, I'll click the down arrow, there's the league table. Click on the league table and it comes up with this. Loads of missing real estate. Just why have that like that? Why haven't you filled it up with the top goal scorers and that on there? Terrible. So how do I get that information? Well, looking at this screen on the match day, I would have thought if I'd have clicked on this Sky Bet Championship underlined bit of text here, surely you would normally think they would just bring you up that league table you've just looked at. That's what I would have thought, but we keep clicking on stuff and playing it for a while. It now brings you to this page. This page has blown my mind at how bad it is. So we've got this stages part here. Not big enough again. Doesn't have the information on you want. The first thing your eye's drawn to is the fixtures page. Does this need to be set out like this? Does it need to be that big? No, it doesn't. It looks dreadful. The stats you're actually looking for, probably the most important part of this actual page, is there. You have to click in it again. Bigger, more information on it. Why? And then you have to click again to get into the player stats. It's then this boils my piss at why this is this size. Why is this not full size and I can't just, and all of this just be on the left hand side and I can click into it? Instead I'm having to scroll down to find it. Full size of the screen. Just make it the full size of the screen. Why have you done that? And then this, past winners. Why does that need to be a box there? Put it at the top. Blank space here. Move this over. Past winner. Just put it there. Doesn't need to be there like that. See all news. Put it in the portal section. Does it need to be on there? League rankings. Why is that there? Why is that a box there? No one gives a fuck about the league rankings. It doesn't need to be on there. The transfers ins and outs. I mean, there might be an argument for having it on there, but like, why is it not in the recruitment section? Or at least give some relevant information on there, like such and such. Coventry have just transferred in somebody for however much money. This could all be just condensed into one box and have it as a instead of a see all news, like a transfers news for that league. It doesn't need to be like that. This clubs thing here. Coventry have sold 23,000 tickets. Who gives a fuck? Why is that on there? Just a waste of a box, a waste of screen real estate. Clicking on the rules section. Does that need to be that big? You click in it. Again, a page with tons of information on it. Tons of reading on it. And you make it 2/3 of the screen real estate. So you've got to scroll down forever to read it. Why the fuck have you done that? Why is that like that? It's so infuriating. Anyway,